Welcome back to Lesson 19, continuing our review of division of rational numbers. This is the second video for week 12 of our course and will be the concluding video for the division of rational numbers. Always making sure that you're taking time to review the goals as well as how to prepare and what we'll learn in this lesson. So let's get started. Again, at any time if you need to take a break, hit pause or make a note. You are welcome to do that and encouraged to do that. Okay, so we're moving forward, and in this lesson you're going to remind yourself that you're scaffolding your knowledge and also how you're going to teach lessons to children. So as a teacher, you will be writing story problems for your students and children. You'll need to be able to write a story problem that connects to a particular number sentence that you want your students to focus on. We did this last week, or 2 weeks ago, in class. And two of your classmates presented an equation for their quiz. If you weren't part of that class, then you'll have that opportunity when we return on week 13. In order to write a story problem that connects correctly to a specific number sentence, you must think about the meaning of the number sentence and make sure that your story includes the same meaning. So in the next few slides, we're going to go over some story problems and look at how we can diagram those. Okay, here's problem number 1. The question here is, how would you solve the story problem with a diagram and using the common denominator algorithm? All right, here's the story problem. Stan, the man, ran 1.12 miles. On average, he ran 4/25 of a mile per minute. How long did it take Stan to run 1.12 miles? I'm encouraging you to hit pause and illustrate your diagram. Okay, welcome back. Let's take a look at a diagram sample. It illustrates one BMU, okay, and then all of the smaller components of 1.12 miles. Again, it's helpful to pause. It may be helpful for you to take pencil to paper or pen to paper or crayon to paper. Notice in this diagram they used graph paper, and how helpful that is, especially when you're doing 1/10, 1/100, 1/25. Okay, so be thinking about that. All right, hit pause again. Hit pause. And write down the common denominator algorithm for the story problem. Glad you took time. Let's take a look. So 1.12 divided by 4/25. We're going to convert that 112 over 10 divided by 16 over 100. How do we get there? Think about how you'd explain that to children. 112, so 1.12. Right? We're moving the decimal to move into the 100, 112 tenths divided by 16 over 100. So 112 divided by 16. How many times can 16 go into 112? And the answer there is 7. Okay. Again, it may be helpful to go back and review. Problem number 2. Every bowl of cereal uses 3/4 of a cup of milk. How many bowls of cereal can you get from 4.5 cups of milk? Okay, pencil to paper. Let's read it out loud one more time. Every bowl of cereal uses 3/4 of a cup of milk. How many bowls of cereal can you get from 4.5 cups of milk? Do your diagram, hit pause, do your diagram, and then come back. Okay, here's one illustration. So what is one basic measuring unit? What is half of that? What is 1/4 of that? And that can be one way that you find 3/4. So, how many bowls of cereal can you get from 4.5 cups of milk? If 1 BMU is 4 1/4, you're illustrating, in this case, you're diagramming with your X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. Okay, is this correct? How did you do it? Let's look at the algorithm. 4.5 divided by 3/4 converted to 18/4 divided by 3/4. 18 divided by 3 is 6. Now let's come back here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? So, case in point, sometimes it's how your math brain works. How are you going to figure this out? Are you going to diagram? Are you going to use the algorithm? You need to know both. You need to teach your children both. So be thinking about this again. This is confusing, this bracketed 4.5. So remember, 4.5 here is the total cups of milk, that volume. Okay. All right. Samantha worked on a small farm. Every hour she was able to collect 7/8 ounces of honey. How long would it take her to collect 3 1/2 ounces of honey? Samantha works on a small farm. Every hour she was able to collect 7/8 ounces of honey. How long would it take her to collect 3.5 ounces of honey? Again, please hit pause. Do your diagram and your common denominator algorithm before you hit play again. Okay, we're using those same X's. Right. So what's 1 BMU? 8, because we're looking at the denominator is 8. So 8 X's. Right. We're trying to find 3.5. So we're going to find half of that 1 BMU. 4. We're going to find 1/8. We're going to find 7/8. Connecting back to your story problem. So how long would it take her to collect 3.5 ounces of honey? 1, 2, 3, 4. 3.5 is the ounces of honey, the volume. Okay, here's your algorithm. 3.5 divided by 7/8. 28/8 divided by 7/8. So 28 divided by 7 is 4. Last one. Oh, I'm sorry. This should say problem 4. Okay, same left to right. Story, problem, diagram, common denominator, algorithm. Today, Tammy ran 1 2/3 kilometers. Usually she runs 2 1/2 kilometers. What part of her normal distance did she run today? Read it again if you need to. Do your diagram and your common denominator algorithm. Hit pause. And then when you're ready, hit play and come on back and see what it looks like. Okay, here's your diagram. Different format this time. What kind of diagram is this? Go back and think about that. 1 kilometer, half, 1/3, 1/6. We find 5/3. Here's your algorithm. Okay, make sure you're understanding. Take one of these problems, just one, and go back, and I want you to pretend like you're standing in front of our classroom and you're teaching one of these story problems to your classmates that would be taking on the role of children. Right, here's a recap of 19. Dividing fractions within word problems. Great website. Take a look at it. It's linked in the slides that are posted in this submodule of lesson 19. Hope this is helpful. Go back, take your time, talk and walk through these things. This concludes lesson 19, and this will conclude our lesson on the division of rational numbers. Collectively, that was lessons 16, 17, 18, and 19. Okay, so be on the lookout. Next lesson cluster is 20 through 22, and those videos will be up shortly, and I'll post an announcement so that you're ready to go with those. Hope everybody's doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.